Letsile Tebogo, finally defeated by Noah Lyles, the streak is over. Today was supposed to be a celebration. Today was supposed to be the confirmation that Letsile Tebogo is the new king of the 200 meters. He had done it not once but twice, beating Noah Lyles in Oslo and then Paris, leaving fans, coaches, and critics speechless. He was the one everyone feared. He was the one everyone chased. But today in Monaco, he got caught. The 11-month wait was over. Noah Lyles hadn't run a single 200 in 11 months. 11 long months, no practice race, no tune-up run, just pure silence from the man who once ruled this event. And while the world was counting him out, while the headlines screamed, Tebogo takes over, Noah Lyles was watching. He was waiting. And today in Monaco he returned, not to participate, but to remind everyone exactly who he is. The showdown everyone was waiting for. The track was hot, the crowd was loud. It was Noah Lyles in lane 6, Letsile Tebogo in lane 5. Two men, two different stories. But only one could leave with a victory. And when the gun went off, it was clear from the curve. Lyles meant business. He attacked the bend with fire. He looked nothing like a man who had been gone for 11 months. He looked like a man on a mission. Tebogo stayed close, but for the first time this year, his finish didn't have the same fire. Lyles wasn't fading. Tebogo had no answer. And just like that, the streak was over. The final result, 19.88, the silence was loud. Noah Lyles, 19.88 seconds. Letsile Tebogo, second place. No excuses, no stumble, no drama, just straight defeat. The crowd didn't erupt, they froze. Tebogo fans were stunned. Because this wasn't just a loss, this was a statement. Lyles didn't just win. He shut down the narrative. He flipped the script. Tebogo's rise interrupted. For months, the story was Tebogo's world takeover. At just 21, he had become the most feared curve runner on the planet. He was composed, focused, and hungry. But today, Monaco humbled him. He didn't lose to a random name. He lost to the man whose crown he was trying to take. This wasn't just any race. This was his third clash with Lyles. And this time, the veteran hit back. Hard. Noah Lyles, the king isn't done yet. Let's get this straight. This wasn't luck. This wasn't when dated. This wasn't a fluke. Noah Lyles ran 19.88 in his first 200 race in 11 months. No warm-up, no prep race, no excuses. And he beat the reigning Olympic champion head-to-head. That's real. People doubted him. Said he was too focused on media. Said he was distracted. Said Tebogo was the future. But today, Lyles answered with his spikes. The internet is divided. Some say it's just one race. Some say Tebogo still holds the momentum. Others say Lyles is peaking at the right time. And when it's Tokyo time, nobody's touching him. Track Twitter is on fire. Botswana fans are hurt. US fans are screaming, "I told you so." And in the middle of all the noise, one truth remains. Letsile Tebogo has finally been humbled. Today was Noah's day. Today, the sprint world tilted back. And today, Letsile Tebogo walks away with more than a silver. He walks away with a lesson. The game isn't over. But the king is back. And the future will have to wait. What now for Tebogo? The worst part of this loss. It wasn't ugly. It was clean. And that's what makes it painful. Tebogo didn't make a mistake. He just got outclassed. For the first time, he looked human. The confidence was still there, but the edge belonged to Lyles. And with the World Championships in Tokyo just weeks away, the pressure has shifted. Tebogo will now enter that race not as the favorite, but as the chaser. The pain of losing to a legend. Sometimes it's easier to lose to someone unexpected. But losing to Noah Lyles, right when the world was ready to crown you king, that's painful. That's career-defining. That sticks with you. Because now, Tebogo doesn't just have to beat the world. He has to beat the man who just reminded us all. He never left. Letsile Tebogo is still young. He still has greatness in him. But today was a cold reminder. This is Noah Lyles' world. And you don't take the crown until you take it when it matters most. When the race ended in Monaco, Letsile Tebogo didn't fall. He didn't show pain. But his face told the entire story. There were no smiles, no celebration, no arms raised. This wasn't a race he came to survive. This was a race he came to win. And yet there he stood, second place, behind the one man he had already beaten twice this year. Noah Lyles. You could feel the disappointment in the air. Tebogo walked off quietly. No flag draped over his shoulders. No animated interviews. No defiant message to his rivals. Just silence. The world expected him to win again. And maybe he did too. But Monaco had other plans. And Noah Lyles wasn't there to play games. He was there to reclaim everything. This was supposed to be Tebogo's year. The 2025 season started like a dream for Letsile. He crushed the field in Oslo, clocking a statement win. He outclassed Noah Lyles in Paris, again cleanly. And everywhere, fans and analysts were whispering the same thing. He's next, he's the one, Lyles is done. Botswana stood behind him like an army. African sprint fans began chanting his name. They said, Tebogo is not the future anymore, he's the now. But in just 19.88 seconds, that narrative shattered into dust. Noah Lyles didn't just win, he humbled. He showed up in Monaco, with no 200m races under his belt all year. No rhythm, no tune-up, just raw confidence and unmatched pedigree. And then he cooked. He ran the bend like a beast, smooth and locked in. And when they hit the straight, Tebogo had no response. No extra gear, no late surge. Nothing. Because Lyles didn't slow down. He didn't break form. He didn't crack. And that's what made this loss hurt even more. It was clean. It was honest. It was decisive. Tebogo didn't lose because he made a mistake. He didn't false start. He didn't stumble. He didn't fade badly. He did everything right. But it still wasn't enough. And that's the most painful kind of defeat. Because when you lose despite doing your best, you start asking yourself questions. Am I really ready? Was the hype too loud too early? Can I handle the pressure? And no one in the stadium could answer those questions for him. The world watched in shock. The moment the clock flashed 19.88, the internet froze. Track fans everywhere had one thought. Wait, Lyles just beat him, after 11 months off. It wasn't just a win, it was a moment that shook the rankings, the momentum, and the psychology of this entire season. And what's worse for Tebogo? Now everyone's watching differently. They're no longer asking, can he dominate? Now they're asking, can he recover? Botswana was ready for a new king. Tebogo isn't just a track star, he's a national icon. Kids wear his jersey. He fills stadiums back home. He carries the weight of a continent, longing for a sprinting powerhouse. And today, for the first time, that weight might have felt too heavy. Because expectations don't disappear when you lose. They only get louder. And the pressure only multiplies. Momentum is gone, now it's survival mode. Before Monaco, Tebogo had all the momentum. 2 wins over Lyles. World lead threats. All eyes were on him. But now, the power has shifted. Noah Lyles is once again the favorite heading into Tokyo. And Tebogo, he has to claw his way back. Mentally, physically, emotionally. And if he doesn't, that dream of winning his first global senior title in 2025 may slip right through his fingers. This is the hardest part of being great. Everyone loves the highlight reels. Everyone cheers the record times. But nobody talks about the mental scars a loss like this leaves behind. When you're young and winning, you feel untouchable. But when you finally lose, especially to the man you thought you had surpassed, it changes everything. Confidence cracks. Doubt creeps in. Trust in your training gets shaky. And the weight of your fans starts to feel like a curse. That's where Tebogo is now. The clock is ticking toward Tokyo, and the timing couldn't be worse. With the World Championships just weeks away, Tebogo has no room for error. He needs to fix whatever went wrong. He needs to come back sharper. And more than anything, he needs to prove that this loss was just a chapter, not the ending. Because if he shows up to Tokyo and gets beaten again, that golden boy glow might start to fade. And the track world will move on fast. Meanwhile, Lyles is walking taller than ever. He didn't need to say a word after Monaco. He let the clock speak. 19.88 seconds. After 11 months off. Against the hottest young sprinter on earth. In front of the world. That's what champions do. They don't talk, they remind. And today, Noah Lyles reminded us all that the throne is still his. That hype is loud, but experience is louder. Final thought, the race was 200m, but the impact runs deeper. Letsile Tebogo was flying high, but Monaco brought him back to earth. It's not over for him, but it's no longer easy. And now, the pressure is real. Can he bounce back? Can he silence the noise? Can he write a different story in Tokyo? Or was today the moment the sprint world realized he's not ready for the king yet? Only time will tell.